This week's Primal Persuasion secret is all about defectiveness, the defectiveness schema. The basic concept of the defectiveness schema is I am not lovable.
As a reminder, children develop coping mechanisms or schemas to survive traumatic events. These coping mechanisms help children survive, but don't necessarily serve us as adults. Keep in mind, we're going to be talking about psychological principles, so we're always talking in the worst case. However, the level that each individual schema affects your market will be different depending on the person and will be more of a range, let's say 1 through 10. Schemas determine how we think, feel, act, and relate to others. They trigger strong feelings such as anger, sadness, and anxiety. And Copywriting 101 says people buy on emotions then justify with logic. That's why stories created using these schemas are so powerful. By understanding your market's primary schemas, you can create a marketing message that resonates on a psychological level.
Your market suffers from the defectiveness schema when they feel they are inwardly flawed and defective. They're fundamentally unlovable to anyone who gets close enough to know the real them. Maybe they were criticized as a child for flaws and they blame themselves. They feel unworthy of love and afraid to love, so much so that it's difficult to believe that people close to them value them and they expect rejection. The defectiveness schema in itself is the cause of imposter syndrome. When you look into your market to see if they suffer from the defectiveness schema, they'll have these traits. They feel no one could love them if they really knew them. They feel inherently flawed and unworthy of love. They feel it was their fault that their parents didn't love them. They always hide who they really are and show a false self outwardly. They are drawn to friends and lovers who are critical and reject them, and they have an internal monologue as well that does the same thing. They devalue their positive qualities and hold a lot of shame and fear of exposure. Common markets with the defectiveness schema: dating, social products, health and fitness, self-help. But the truth is, defectiveness really runs through us all. And according to Paris Lampropoulos, everything we sell is about defectiveness. Stories that work make them feel bad about themselves, verify what they already think, and show them how to improve, give them salvation. This is the standard copywriting basics, the problem, agitation, solution. And the defectiveness schema runs through all markets. Here are a few examples. The first one is from a copywriter named Ross Jeffries. The Amazing Seduction Secrets of a Skinny, Ugly, 6-Foot Greek from Culver City. Notice how he's pointing out all of his defects and then still letting them know that they can get the girls. The next one is a Dale Carnegie ad, and the whole concept is, shame and embarrassment about your lack of ability to speak and be confident. The one on the top right here is a classic from Gary Halbert talking about all the different ways this lady has tried to lose weight and she's failed. Here in the last paragraph, you see that she struggled and struggled, and then she'll give up and give herself a small break and the weight comes right back on. And then the bottom one here is from Mel Martin. For people who are almost but not quite satisfied with their own cooking: I'm defective because I can't quite figure out what this cooking issue is. In summary, people suffering from the defectiveness schema believe they are not lovable. They have a lot of fear that if people get close, they'll see how defective they are. The schema is the foundation of copywriting and selling to all markets. And remember, problem, agitation, solution. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up at funnelcopyexperts.com.